Hi everyone, once again welcome back to our channel English Grammar and Literature World. Dear friends, in our earlier classes we have completed complete series based on synonyms, and today we are going to cover one word substitution, and we have selected total 21 questions which are very important for your exams. Without further delay, let's begin today's class. And this class will be very important and very informative. Look at the first one. Fear of snakes is known as. The correct one word substitution is option A, and that is ophidiophobia. So now, what is ophidiophobia? Ophidiophobia is the specific fear of snakes. The word ophidio means snake and phobia means fear. So fear of snake is called option A, and that is ophidiophobia. Next, one who hates foreigners. So this one is very important. Here the correct one word substitution is option B, and that is xenophobe. Now, a xenophobe has an intense dislike or fear of foreigners or people from different cultures. Okay, that's why option B is the correct answer, and that is xenophobe. Next, one who journeys from place to place. So what is the correct one word substitution? So here the correct answer is option D, and that is nomad. A nomad generally travels from one place to another instead of living permanently in one location. Understand? Good. Next, one who eats both plants and animals. So this one is also very important. The correct one word substitution is option C, and that is omnivore. An omnivore consumes both plant and animal, unlike herbivores or carnivores. Next, a person who treats diseases by surgery is a dash. So the correct one word substitution is option B, and that is very simple, surgeon. A surgeon is a medical specialist trained to perform operations to treat injuries and diseases. Okay, next, one who is skilled in many different subjects. So the correct one word substitution is option C, polymath. A polymath possesses deep knowledge and expertise in many different fields or disciplines. Next, fear of death is known as. So the correct one word substitution is option B, and that is thanatophobia. Now, what is the meaning of the word thanatophobia? Thanatophobia is the intense fear of death or the process of dying. That's why option B is the correct answer. Next, a government ruled by military leaders. So here the correct one word substitution is option C, stratocracy. So a stratocracy is a form of government where military authorities directly rule the state. Next, one who studies human races and cultures. So this one is also very important. So the correct one word substitution is option D, and that is anthropologist. An anthropologist studies humans and their cultures, societies, evolution and way of life. Okay, that is actually anthropologist. So the correct one word substitution is option D, anthropologist. Next, a speech in praise of a dead person. What is a correct one word substitution? So the correct answer is option A, and that is eulogy. Actually, a eulogy is a speech honoring and praising someone specially at a funeral. Now someone get confused between elegy and eulogy. If you think elegy is the correct answer, then it would be wrong, because elegy suggests a kind of poem or song sung at the time of funeral. Next, a person who believes that God and the universe are identical. So here the correct one-word substitution is option B, and that is pantheist. A pantheist believes that God exists in everything. Next, a person who can remember everything in great detail. What is the correct one-word substitution? The correct answer is option D, and that is mnemonist. A mnemonist has an exceptional ability to remember large amounts of information with remarkable accuracy. Okay? Next, one who lives by begging. So what is the correct one-word substitution? Here the correct answer is option B, and that is mendicant. A mendicant survives by begging, often as a part of religious or voluntary lifestyle. Next, a person who is driven by an irresistible urge to steal. So this is very important question. So here the correct one-word substitution is option C, and that is kleptomaniac. A kleptomaniac has a psychological disorder causing an uncontrollable urge to steal unnecessary items. Next, a person who deliberately delays doing something. So the correct one-word substitution is option B, and that is procrastinator. A procrastinator habitually postpones tasks despite knowing that delaying may create future problem. Understand? Next, the study of the origin and history of words. So this one is also very important. Okay, and also taken from previous year questions of SSC. So the correct one-word substitution is option A, and that is etymology. Now, what is etymology? Actually, etymology examines the origin, development, and the historical evolution of words and their meanings. Okay? Next, the cultivation and management of trees. So the correct one-word substitution is option B, and that is arboriculture. So arboriculture generally focuses on planting, cultivating, and caring. Okay, so you can say management of trees, that is arboriculture. Now someone say that no, the correct answer is horticulture. So no, that is totally wrong. Horticulture generally focuses on vegetation and flowering, not management. That's why we have to eliminate option A. Okay, so only option B, arboriculture, is the correct answer. Next, a continuous flow of people or visitors. The correct answer is option C, and that is influx. An influx is a steady arrival or flow of people, goods or things into a place. Okay, next, a group of people traveling together with their vehicles or animals. So the correct one-word substitution is option C, and that is caravan. Actually, a caravan is a group of traveling together, especially across deserts, using camels, horses, or other vehicles. Next, the home of a squirrel is called. So, a home of a squirrel is called option C, and that is dray. A dray is the nest of squirrel. Okay, nest of squirrel. Usually built high in the branches of a tree. Next one. So this is the last one. A book that contains information on various subjects. So what is the correct one-word substitution? Look at the options. Is it a dictionary? Is it encyclopedia? Is it gazetteer? Or is it almanac? So what is the correct answer? You have to tell me in the comment section. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next class. Till then, keep reading, keep writing, and keep watching English Grammar and Literature World. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching.